Okay, so this is going to be my Portland Retro Gaming Expo pickups along with the pickups for the month of October. The easiest way I found to do this is I'm just going to do them all at once, and at the end, let you know where I got what at. So I'm going to start off with the games and things that I wasn't able to record for whatever reason, and I'll explain that as I go along. And then, of course, move on to the stuff that I do have recording gameplay footage for. So starting off strong here, we got the Bandai Wonderswan. For those that don't know, this is a direct competition to the original Game Boy, and this was only released in Japan. It is completely monochrome. It is not backlit, frontlit, anything like that. You got to be in direct sunlight or artificial light to be able to see it, which is the biggest reason I was not able to record footage for this. It's just very, very difficult. Runs off of one AA battery. Gets actually a pretty good battery life from what I've been able to determine and the small bit of time I put into it. This is the limited edition Digimon version, and the two games I got were Vaitz Blade. The games are really small, really thin. I kind of like them. And then I also got Choas Gear. Comes in a little case, which is kind of cool. Choas Gear is a turn-based strategy game, and Vaitz Blade is a role-playing game. The reason I haven't played very much is because they both require heavy Japanese, of which I know nothing of. I will eventually get into them at some point, with the help of Google Translate, I'm sure. So the next game I have here is State of Emergency on the PS2, and this was complete with the manual, and it actually also came with a cheat sheet. Cheats, kind of cool. I will probably be using those. Now, the reason I didn't capture footage for this, because I could have, is that it is a very violent game. More violent, I think, than I was realizing at the time I was capturing the footage. And yeah, I wasn't going to risk it. If you want to look at the footage for it, there is stuff on YouTube, I'm sure. But I was not going to risk putting up gameplay footage of this because it is, I mean, the point of the game is because it causes as much damage and mayhem as possible. And it is a Rockstar game. So yeah, if you want to look at footage for it, it's there on YouTube. You can find it. I'm not going to put it up in this video. So, there you have it. Moving right along here. A couple of games. First game that I was able to capture gameplay footage for, though not well, is Exile's End. This game came with the Echo cartridge. For those who don't know, this is actually a game that was put out by Limited Run Games. It was a digital-only game. I picked it up this month. $25, not bad. It is a Metroidvania-style game set in the future. As you can see here from the footage, what blurry footage I put up here. It's fun. I don't have any guns yet. I only have rocks. I have 2 rocks, actually, that you can use to kill enemies. But as you go along, you find injured crew members. You're trying to figure out why you're there and to try to figure out what happened. You do gain weapons eventually. I just don't have any just yet. So glad I got that. The next game we have is Dungeon Hunter Alliance. This is actually a game that was a retail game. It was a limited run game. But as you can see here, it is an action... I should call it action adventure RPG. Well, yeah, action adventure RPG. You're running around doing quests. It is very Diablo-like. It was also released on iOS and I believe Android, but the Vita version's really, really good because you actually have controls, like actual buttons and whatnot. There are touchscreen elements to it, but not many. Not that get in the way of gameplay at all. So I really like that. But yeah, you run around gathering gold, weapons, armor, doing quests, things of that nature. It's a lot of fun. The next game I have here, and I'm going to butcher this, La-Mulana EX. La-Mulana. Yeah. La-Mulana EX, I think it is. Again, I totally butchered that. But another limited run game that I picked up. It is a... I guess you can... I mean, I'm not going to call it a Metroidvania, but I think of it as kind of a, well, Metroidvania Zelda type game. You play as a treasure hunter. You have a whip, kind of Indiana Jones style. And permadeath, joy. I think I'd say that's probably about the worst thing about the game is the permadeath. But otherwise, really fun game. I'm not very far in it at all because I'm trying to do it right. I'm trying to get through and get things before I actually need to go back and get them. I'm sorry, La-Mulana EX. Yeah, that's it, right. So there's that. Really glad to have that. Moving right along to the PS2. We're going to move along to PS2 games here. The Legend of Alondar. This game did not come with a manual, just the game. In the case, network. It is a role-playing game done by Ubisoft, or however you want to say it. It is a multiplayer... well, cool, okay. It is a multiplayer RPG. It's cool. I didn't know that. There is a long intro sequence in this game that cannot be skipped. As you can see in the gameplay footage that I have up here. I did try to skip it, but you just can't do it. It is really well done for the time period. I do like the way it looks, the way it plays is kind of cool. I'm glad I got that. The next game is a game I've been looking for a bit. Really glad to have it in my collection, and that is Soul Reaver 2 on the PS2. Now, this did come with the manual. It was a PS2 exclusive game and only came out on PS2. Another entry in the Legacy of Kain series. Again, you play as Raziel. Trying to take down Kain. Really well done. I love the series. One of my favorite series of all time is Legacy of Kain series. I love the acting. I love the story. I'm sorry, I love the voice acting. I love the story. I love everything about it. It's just an amazing series. If you haven't played it yet, play these games. Play these games. They're great games. Moving right along here. Okay. Time Splitters 2 on the original Xbox. Game with manual. It is a first-person shooter. Very reminiscent of games like GoldenEye. In my opinion, anyway, it feels very GoldenEye-esque. But you play a series of time travelers and go through time, solving missions and preventing things from happening. And it is a lot of fun. But really great fun there. Next, we have Dead or Alive 3. And again, came with manual, this disc. It is a fighter, as you can see here from the footage. It is a really good fighter. It is only on the Xbox. It was released on either platform. Yeah, really well done. I like the environments you fight in. I like the fighters. It's a really awesome game. And the next game I got here is Simpsons Road Rage. Look at that floppy cover. The plastic's peeling off. But it did come with the manual. I did pick this up before, but I ended up trading that version in. after I picked this one up. I just like the way the Xbox version plays. It doesn't play any better. I just like the way the controller feels. It feels easier to play on the Xbox than it does on the PS2. But it pretty much plays the same as you can see here. The next couple of games we have: Lost Planet Extreme Condition on the 360. It did come with the manual. This is a third-person / first-person game. And it's actually kind of cool. It reminds me a lot of kind of a Dead Space / Bionic Commando kind of feel to it, whereas you have this grappling hook that grapples onto areas you can use it to climb up. Kind of neat. But yeah, pretty cool to play. You can also I say third / first because you can actually fire things first person if you do need that more immersive view in order to see what you're shooting at. So it's kind of cool. Glad I got that. Next game here, Dark Sector on 360. Came with the manual. And this is another third-person game. Really well done from what I played of it. There's not a lot of color at the start, at least I feel like. You see from the gameplay footage here, it almost feels black and white, but it's not. Especially considering I'm sure the color looks a little washed out. But it is a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun from what I played here. Okay, so we got RedDead Redemption on the 360. This is the original game. Came with the game, came with the map and the manual. Glad I could pick that up. For those that don't know what this is, I'm sure you've been living under a rock by now, but this is the first game. The second game came out not too long ago. I think it was earlier this month or last month. This came out. The second game came out. But this is the first one on 360. Think of Grand Theft Auto just in a Western theme, Western setting. Done by Rockstar. Really well done. You play as John Marston. And he's a former outlaw. Federal agents threaten his family, so he's forced to work with them to do what they need him to do, and it is so much fun. I have sunk so many hours into this. I really wish I picked this up sooner. I'm looking forward to getting through this and eventually getting the second game at some point. So glad I got this. And the last game I got in the whole bunch is Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. The disc is in the PS4. It did not come with the manual, just a loose disc. This is all three Crash games remastered on the PS4. You got the first game, second game, and third game. Boy, do they look amazing compared to the original game. Someday I may do a comparison between the originals and the remasters. It's night and day. But glad I got that in my collection. Really happy to finally have that. Now, let's go over what I got where. So, Crash came from Tappers, and RedDead Redemption came from Tappers. Time Splitters 2 came from Tappers, so did Soul Reaver 2. Pickups from the Expo were... Sorry, should have done this better. Alright, here we go. State of Emergency for $1. Simpsons Road Rage for $1. Dead or Alive 3 for $1. Legend of Alon for $1. The two limited run game releases were both Expo pickups $25 for this one, $30 for this one. This one was, I believe, $8 or $9 at the expo. And then this was $45. This was actually this is actually not something I paid for. It's actually something that Tappers paid for me, which is very nice and generous. Appreciate that. Likely a part of the work that I did while the expo. And then these two games were also expo pickups. Now, these two games were really, really hard to find. I had to visit probably 5 booths. I want to say 4 out of 5 had no idea what a Bandai Wonderswan was. And the 5th one I went to was like, well, we may have some. If we do, they're going to be in the back of the imports. And I said, okay, well, sure enough, these were there. So picked them up. And then the last pickup that I got at the expo, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 Plus on the Vita. And that was, I think, $18. I forgot to dig it out, but that's one of them that was at the expo. And then these two here were Goodwill pickups. This was, I believe, $2.99, and then this one was $1.99. So those were my pickups from this month, as well as expo pickups. And here we're gonna go and show. I'm gonna go and show you the footage from the expo. So here we go. Okay, so here's the Tappers booth. I do apologize for the shaky video. I was using a selfie stick rather than just holding the phone. I think next time I'll just hold my phone. But there's a lot of stuff there. Had to unpack all that, set it all up. This is the second day. Got some PSP stuff there. Yeah, there's the booth. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. And then here, again, I do apologize for the shaky video. That's really horrible. But this is an overhead view, somewhat, of the expo floor. Got some really great booths there. People setting up. This was before everybody came in. So kind of cool to see what it's like before everybody comes in there. There's Pink Gorilla's booth right there. They were right next to us. There's Mark. Stand there for a second. I'll walk down here. Again, I do apologize for the shaky video. T-shirt booth. More video game related memorabilia stuff. There's more of the T-shirt booth. People just sitting up there. I'm gonna walk around the corner here. Again, I do apologize for the shaky video. Some game art. It's really cool. Bubble Bobble. Got Mario, Waluigi, Samus, Chip and Dale. Lots of great characters. That's some good stuff. And here's the Infinite NES Lives booth. They were featuring Alfonso, the new game by Spinny Bard, and so some other games there as well. Alfonso, Ask Him About Bob they had there. So there's Alfonso, there's Ask Him About Bob, and some other interesting games there. all homebrew, but those are pretty cool cards. And that is the AVS playing Nebs and Debs, I believe. And then here is the Collector Vision booth featuring Sydney Hunter, a new game coming to the Switch, the sequel to Sydney Hunter, right there, Curse of the Mayan. I didn't play it though. And here's another indie game. This is Rollie. This game it reminds me of Mario, reminds me of Sonic. Really fun. This is the developer who's actually playing right now. I did play this quite a bit. I came back to this booth probably at least 4 times, just because I love playing this game. This game is a lot of fun to play. I really hope it does get off the ground and gets finished, and I'm able to give it a proper review, because this is just so cool. Real glad I was able to main talk with the dev and get a chance to play this awesome game. Some really good mechanics there. And you either go all across the top of each level or across the bottom. Either way you want to do it. You can catch a ride on a duck or a bird, whatever that is there. I think it's a bird. No, it's a duck. I don't know. It's a flying animal. Anyway, you can also shoot enemies. You can create bubbles to ride on. It's kind of cool. Really awesome game. Here's stage 2. I like the weather effects. I like the wind as well. The wind actually prevents you from moving very fast. It's kind of cool. I like the mechanic. Very well done. But the video really doesn't do it justice. You have to actually try this game. It's just awesome. Again, I do hope to review this game its entirety when it comes out, which I think has I think it has a launch window of next year, I believe, 2019. The Kickstarter for it's going to launch next year, and then depending on funding, hopefully will get released. And this next game is also an indie game. It was also there. This is REZPLZ. This is the programmer playing this demo here of the game, where you have two apprentice wizards that suck at magic, and to get through each level or each area, you have to sacrifice one of the wizards in order to solve a puzzle, which I think is a really cool element. It does have local multiplayer as well, or local co-op, where you and a friend can play and decide who's going to die in order to advance, which is kind of cool. If you do want to play this game, they do have a demo of it on their website. I will have a link in the description for the demo, so you can try it out for yourself. I did try to get gameplay footage of this game in addition to what I have here, but my computer just could not handle it. This is being released on PC, I believe through Steam, and then also on Xbox, and they do want to secure the other platforms as well, Switch and PS4 at some point. We tried to do a speed run there, but it didn't quite make it. And this is a few other people playing it. Again, this is REZPLZ, done by Optovania Games, based right here in Portland, Oregon, which is kind of cool. So we're looking forward to this getting released. It will be on PC, Xbox, hopefully the Switch. That's what they're shooting for, as well as PS4. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Again, I do, as always, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and until next time, take care and happy gaming.